This is Straight Up Fishing, Orlando, Florida! You know, when I started Straight Up Fishing, one of the things that I promised you that we were going to go to some of the really cool places that I find along the way. Well, this week I was in Orlando fishing the FLW tour at the Toho Kissimmee chain. And on my way here, I'm always seeing these little ponds, these little places, these little fisheries along the way, along the interstate, in the neighborhoods, and I'm always wondering, do they have fish in them? Do they have bass in them? And I never have time to actually find out if they have fish in them. Today, all of that changes. I got on Google Earth and I researched and I found a little place right here in downtown Orlando. It's not gonna be quiet today. You're gonna hear cars, you're gonna hear airplanes. We're around the airport, where the interstate runs over the lake we're fishing. It's gonna be loud. It's not gonna be your typical fishing trip. The best part about it is I brought a buddy in to help me with it. I got C.A. Richardson, the godfather of saltwater, is coming to help me today. So it's gonna be a great trip. Let's get this boat in the water. I got a bunch of new tackle from Karl's Bait and Tackle, so we got everything we need, CA.
We're gonna be able to catch some mudfish today?
I don't think we're gonna catch any mudfish. Go, dude. I think we're gonna have fun. Let's get out there and get started.
Catch a few.
Yeah. Here's the thing about this. Usually when we go fishing, I know exactly what I'm getting into. I know the fishery, I know what to expect. I have no idea what to expect. And as soon as we launch the boat, the water is extremely clear. We've got a lot of hydrilla. And the thing is, the spawn is pretty much in full swing now. They've had a lot of cold weather down here in Florida, and just this week, last week, it's been the first warm up. So I'm betting maybe we can see a few fish on beds. If not, there's a lot of hydrilla. You can't tell it here, but the water's so clear. You can see hydrilla all way offshore. So probably we can catch a few fish on a chatterbait. I'm gonna break down my Karl's mystery tackle box that I got back here and see what baits I actually need to use to catch a bass in this pond today. There's so many fish on beds right now. Literally, was that 15 feet? There's a bed 15 foot from the one that the CA is fishing for. And there's a bed there. Like right here, there's probably 6 or 7 beds right here within a boat length distance from my trolling motor here. There's just fish everywhere. They're spawning. It's been so cold down here for so long, and it finally got warm, and all these fish have just been dying to pull up here and do some business. So we're gonna see a lot of fish today. Moving along. Oh, he's about to get this on the bite. We found one that was just sitting right on the edge of this eelgrass line. A nice clean spot, and that bass is locked on bed. And CA got a little attention out of the diesel minnows. That fish is really starting to get agitated now.
We were coming down this grass edge, and there's a sandy depression. In saltwater, you call it a pothole. But in freshwater, you call it a bed. And they have fanned off that little zone there, and that fish was locked in. I mean, super locked in.
Look. Dude, oh, he got us. Oh, God. You just got to be patient sometimes. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Sometimes it takes 2 flips. He's going down. He's going down.
Focused on it. I got to keep my eye on him because he's mouthing the bait.
There you go. Look at him turn sideways. Has he got it? He's got it. Got it. Yes. Yes.
Fourth time was a try.
Yeah, that was great. That was so awesome.
Make it his idea.
Yeah.
Be wary.
Bloody Mary.
Bro, it's fun.
That was great, man. It took a lot of patience to catch that fish. That's the thing. I know you got
it's a game. It's a game.
It's a game. It took a lot of patience to get that fish because he kept nosing on it, nosing on it.
It's part of the fun.
It's part of the fun
is just sitting there feeding him and watching him go down and seeing the way he behaves.
Yeah.
It's a game you play with them. You can tell at first he was real apprehensive. He'd make big wide circles, but like you said earlier, the circles get tighter, till finally he just can't take it.
Yeah.
A lot like me being in the kitchen with my wife. When she starts doing that, I know I should.
I'm not talking about the wife. I'm
leave.
Getting out of that one. I'm going back to the.
I should leave when that happens.
When you're sight fishing for bedding bass, there's a lot of different presentations that I like to have ready. Every bass is different. They're just like people. You'll have one where you can use something weightless and you need to let it kind of flutter down real gently into the bed to get him to bite. Otherwise you spook it. Then there's other fish where you need something that drops instantly, that drops in the bed and then boom, just right in his face to get him to react. So you just kind of have to throw something into each one of them's bed and just get a feel for his attitude. And once you get that feel for his attitude, what he really wants, you can kind of start to pick his brain and agitate him a little bit to get him to bite. He was clearly sitting on that same spot. But he could be protecting two beds. We got one. We got one. Uh-oh! Better one! Oh! Just blind casting that stick bait again. That's actually the best way to catch them if you can, is if you can see a bed way before the fish has a chance to see you. A lot of times that's a lot better because you don't have to, you don't have to sit there and romance them like we're having to do now. Once they see the boat, they're very aware. They're not necessarily as scared of the boat, but they're aware of your presence. So their attention is just kind of split, you know. That's it's just a buck bed. I guess what I'm going to try to do is make the same exact cast, because there's no telling, that could have been paired up with the little with the female that was sitting there. So if I make that same exact cast, maybe I can get that female to come over there and chomp on it.
Well, we're seeing the bass on the beds, and it seems like the fish that are the most protective of the bed just keep circling the bed. And those are the ones that we're really focusing our effort on the most. There's a few free-ranging bass that are swimming between the beds, but the only ones that have hit anything have been the ones that have really been patrolling the bed hard.
I see a little light spot right over here. Like how I get quiet like that, that means I'm really serious when I get quiet like that. A little light spot is just a little dark place sitting right in the center. I threw over there and it disappeared, so just going to give that fish a little time and work this area real good. Oh yeah, dude! He come off! He come off! I fought that thing forever and it come off. I knew I was going to catch that sucker. Here's the thing, he's going to go right back to the bed. He's going to go right back. He's going to go right back to the bed. I can catch that fish again. Dude, he got so mad. I just tapped him one time. I just hit him on the shoulder one time, and he was like, no, not over here, not in my house, not in the house today. No. Let's see. He's gonna go right back. We got good position right here. We could see the fish really well, but we're far enough. I think he feels really comfortable. Just putting that bait in the bed, backing out, I think that helped us a lot. He's really locked on now.
Come on. Come on, Gran Torino it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on. He's just staring at it.
Not quite as aggressive as a red, is he?
Yeah, he's dipping on it.
He's dipping.
You know how you know it's a male fish? Afraid of commitment. Commitment. It's just not in the vocabulary of male fish.
So I noticed that fish kept pushing off a couple little brim, some kind of little shad, minnow style little forage. So I've got in my mystery tackle box here, I've got a couple of Z-Man jerk shads and smoky shad. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try this guy on a just on my Texas rig. What I like about it is that Elastec, you know, it's going to float. So this is really going to stand up in his face and really tick him off. I'm just going to rig it on a Texas rig because he is more oriented to the bottom. Now notice he's not suspended in the bed or anything. I'm going to rig this, and I don't put a bobber stop on this deal. Let me tell you why I don't. I got to just rig it up Texas rig like you would a normal plastic with no bobber stop. The reason I'm not going to do a bobber stop is what's going to happen is when my sinker is going to set on the bottom, okay? And what's going to happen, since this plastic floats, that plastic is going to back out of that deal, and it's just going to float up right in his face. Yeah, that's going to be money. Yep.
I
got it. Oh yeah, dude. That is cool. Dude, that is so freaking cool. Yeah. Dude, did you see me went down? Boom, took it off right off. That Z-Man jerk tag. Oh, get here. Ah! Yes! Dude, that was so awesome. Look at that. The jerk shafts did the trick. It's so, dude, it's so much magic in that plastic float and backing out of that bullet sinker like that. When it separates from it, they cannot stand that. That thing backed out and he was circling around. He did like a really quick donut and just boom, just took it right off the bottom. That is a nice one right there. That is a really cool bite. That was so much fun, CA. CA's got one on bed up front. I got one pointed up out back here. There's fish on beds everywhere down here. Whew, that was awesome, dude. So we're changing up to cover a little bit more water. I'm just giving it a little bit more gas and trying to go down the bank. You know, we're finding quite a few fish on beds, but they're not really stationary. You cast in there, they move off. You see one on a bed, and then he just disappears. So now what we're looking for, we noticed a few big ones that were kind of pushed up against the buggy whips and some of this hydrilla that was around the bank. So now we're just covering the water with CA's got on a Z-Man diesel minnows. I've got on a little buzz toe type bait as well, and just covering water as fast as we can until we get a strike.
It's just like video.
Oh, CA!
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, you got him.
Hold on. Here we go. We're live. Hey,
Just come out of nowhere,
out
dude.
of nowhere, right off that little grass
Out of
point.
nowhere, he just blows it. Was that on the diesel minnows?
That's on the diesel. That's actually on one of my colors.
Right, the Bloody Mary
The
color,
Bloody
right?
Mary Sunday.
He come out of nowhere and blasted that thing.
You don't often get to put your hands in the mouth of a saltwater fish.
Yeah, bringing the saltwater flavor to the fresh.
Hey,
That
salty.
was an awesome strike.
The sweet stuff's not so hard.
It's not that hard. Yeah, big one, dude. Get the drag set. That's a big one. That's a big one. Dude, that's a good one. Look at him. Here he comes up. Dude. Look at that thing. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. Just blind casting at that time with that stick bait. Dude, he's got it so far. Look at that. Just took it right down, dude. Right down. That is a beautiful fish. God, this place has got him, dude. Anybody can do this. All I did was get on Google Earth, found a little cool place to fish, figured out where the landing was, and then just took my boat out, called a couple buddies. Anybody can do this, dude. That is worth every bit of it right there. There's so many ways to catch them. You know, we were fishing way off on some of those sandbars, then we eased in, we sight fished. Now I'm blind casting down the side of these buggy whips. Those fish push back in those buggy whips because it's shade line. All it is a perfect shade line, and you cast a bait out down the side of them and they just come out and get it. On my wacky rig setup, this is what I'm using. I'm using a 7-1 favorite 6-stick. That's my favorite rod, spinning rod to fish with. I got a Abu Garcia STX 20 size spinning reel, and we're using 20-pound test braided smackdown braid line, and I'm going from braid to fluorocarbon. This is 12-pound test Seagar smackdown tied to 12-pound test Seagar Tatsu. I'm just going to tie this this little owner hook on with the Palomar knot. Really easy knot to tie. I like it because it's easy. I wet it twice. I wet it when I cinch it down on the double loop, then I come back and wet it again right before I pull it down. Makes a nice little saddle right on top of that overhand knot. Cut off the excess there, and then there you have it. Perfect little wacky swimmer. God, that one is pissed off, dude. Oh my God. Dude, that when he does that, when they do that little tail chase, dude, we're right here on the freaking interstate And there's like a 4-pounder on bed on the riprap on the interstate. And he is pissed off.
We can see the fish in the hole, but there's only a little bit of bare sand, and when he crosses the hole from a distance, you can see him.
He's pissed off. I gotta get the boat just right. He was coming back to look for my bait.
I like this different angle here, Mr. Brian. Can you just let him know what you're kind of
Got him. Ready? Got him! Got him! I got that thing, dude. I got it. Yes! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Dude, that pig, dude, he just picked it right up. I just backed right off of that thing. Look, dude, the jerk shads, it's in his intestines, dude. Oh my God, dude, that was so awesome. God, in the mouth. That would be illegal fish in a tournament. We're not in a tournament, but I can't help but think about it. Dude, jerk shads, smoky shad jerk shads. That is the best sight fishing bait you could ever use, dude. The way that thing backs out of that bullet sinker, God dang. That is freaking awesome. Woo! He's so short and fat. God, that's close to a 4-pounder right there. Yeah.
along the edge.
Yeah. They like to sit in that junk that's right there on the, like close to the bank. They are. It's a gorgeous fish. Yeah. All right, so here's the awesome thing about Karl's Bait and Tackle. You guys are familiar with Mystery Tackle Box, a subscription-based company. They send you a box of baits every month. Well, this is the same guys over at Karl's, but here's the neat thing about Karl's. Say in your Mystery Tackle Box, you get this one bait that you really, really like. Say you get a chatterbait in there, a specific color that you really, really like, and you want a couple more. Well, you can go over to Karl's Bait and Tackle or shopkarls.com, and you can get a lot more of that thing that you got in your box. That way you can kind of build up your tackle inventory. All right, CA, so this has been an awesome day.
It has been.
Awesome, man.
And it's given me a couple of ideas about how you and I might be able to shoot some television in Louisiana.
Salt stuff?
Salt, brackish, and fresh in one spot. It's called Venice, Louisiana.
Venice is the best place in the world to fish.
So maybe we should get our calendars together when we get back to the ramp. Pick a few days, block it out. And you can watch B-Lat and myself on Flats Class TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, this has been awesome. All we did is we got on Google Earth and found a cool place to fish, dumped the boat in and started. I didn't know anything about this lake, didn't know what lived in it, if there were actually fish. I didn't know if we were going to catch a fish today, and it was one of the best fishing trips I've had since I've been down here in Florida. So if you guys want to get out and fish, use the tools you've got in your house. Use your phone. You've got all these smartphones, you've got computers. Get on there. If it's a place that holds water, try it out. See how fun it is. I'm telling you, you don't have to have a big boat for this. Of course, we used my bass boat today because that's what I had down here with me.
You could have fished this at a John boat, a kayak, a paddleboard.
Yeah, you can walk around the bank. There's so many ways to fish, especially in Florida. There's ponds, there's little pit ponds everywhere, and they all have bass in them. So I'm glad we decided to stop.
Lots of golf courses.
Lots of golf courses. Absolutely.
Where you probably shouldn't be, but you'll catch a lot.
Absolutely.
And basically all we did was crush.
Yeah.
Just go down the bank, crush it.
Yep. Just beating the bank until we saw some fish and then we stopped it.
Slow down, switch up a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you can find all the baits that we use today at shopkarls.com. They've got everything you need to catch a bass with. So CA, it's been a great day. I appreciate it, my
I
man.
really do.
Looking
I really
forward
do. It was
to
a
going
lot
to
of fun.
Venice.
I'm glad you were in town.
Yes, sir.
So it's just a 2-hour run over here. Do a little fishing today.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. We're going to take it to the house, guys. It's been a great day.
Crew in the cut, hey, you want us to run when I tell a bit peace. Love is love. Love is love. Adios.